how Revelation 17:10-11 perfectly conceals and reveals the eighth king. If the purpose of this scripture was to hide the identity of the eighth king until the right moment, while leaving no ambiguity once the pattern is recognized, then the structure of the riddle is brilliantly designed. Here's why. The riddle's structure, a lock that only one key fits. The passage gives just enough information to be deciphered when the time comes, but remains obscure before then. There are 7 kings, 5 have fallen, 1 is, the other has not yet come, and when he comes, he must remain a little while. And the beast that was, and is not, is himself also the 8th, and is of the 7, and goes to destruction. Rev. 17:10-11. Why this works as a hidden message. No names or dates are given, must be solved by numerical and sequential logic. Only decipherable when the sequence appears, cannot be guessed in advance. Eliminates false matches. The conditions are so precise that only one possible sequence in history fits perfectly. Why the U.S. President's interpretation fits flawlessly. Let's break down why no other sequence in history satisfies all the criteria. The 5 fallen kings, past leaders, must be 5 consecutive completed reigns before the 1 is. U.S. fit, Carter, Bush Sr., Clinton, Bush Jr., Obama. Why no other fit? No other modern democracy has this exact, unbroken 5-leader sequence, leading to a 6th who is in power when the prophecy is recognized. Ancient empires, Rome, Babylon, etc., have no clean 5 fallen, 1 is match. Emperor lists are disputed, and many were assassinated or ruled concurrently. 1 is the current king at the time of fulfillment. Must be a sitting leader when observers realize the pattern. Why no other fit? If applied to past eras, e.g. the Roman emperors, there was no moment when people living then could have solved it, because the 8th never came. In modern times, no other country has a leader who was in power, left, then returned in this exact way. The other has not yet come. The 7th king, short reign. Must be a leader who follows the 6th, but rules only briefly. U.S. fit, Biden, 1 term, 4 years short compared to 2-term norms. Why no other fit? In Roman history, no clear, short-reigning 7th emperor fits. Galba, Otho, Vitellius. Their reigns were chaotic and not clearly 7th. In other democracies, no 7th leader has both a short reign and is followed by a returning leader. The 8th is of the 7, the returning king. Must be a previous king who comes back. U.S. fit, Trump was number 6, returns as 8. Why no other fit? No Roman emperor ever returned after death. Nero Redux was a myth, not reality. In modern times, no other country has a leader who was in power, left, then returned in this exact sequence. 3. Why there's almost no wiggle room for other interpretations. The riddle is designed to exclude all other possibilities once the right sequence appears. A. No other numerical sequence works. If you try to apply it to British Prime Ministers, no returning leader fits. French presidents, no clean 5 fallen 1 is sequence. Russian leaders? Putin's rule is too continuous. Ancient kings? No verifiable 8th of the 7. B. The short reign requirement filters out. False matches. Biden's 1 term is short compared to the modern 2-term standard. In other systems, short reigns are usually due to death, coup, not electoral cycles. C. The 8th is of the 7 is ultra-specific. Trump is literally one of the previous 7, the 6th. No other leader in history has been in power, left office, is not. Returned later, but 8. Conclusion. A divine cryptographic lock. This scripture functions like a prophetic combination lock. The numbers only align at one moment in history. Once recognized, there is no plausible alternative. It was hidden in plain sight until the exact sequence appeared. Final proof. Try it yourself. Pick any other country or era. Try to find a sequence where 5 leaders have fallen. One is currently ruling when the pattern is noticed. The next lasts only a short time. Then a previous leader returns as the 8th. You won't find another match. This is either the most staggering coincidence in history or a deliberately encoded message meant for our time. The text leaves no wiggle room. It fits one way and one way only. The burden of proof now rests on those who deny this interpretation to explain why such a perfect numerical and chronological alignment should be dismissed. The text fits. The question is whether we have the discernment to recognize it.